What's going on, people? Welcome to Otanime episode 7. I am your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
You can live as a human and not as a vampire.
Michael Crawford, a.k.a. Riku-san 1, the only one.
Yukimura! OYAKATA-sama!
Carlos Romero.
Hey, people, what up?
And Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
All right, guys, we are back. No Lorray this month, unfortunately. He has a wedding to attend to. White wedding.
Yo, man, you can't make no time for no anime. You going to some wedding? What's up with that?
Man, you sold out, man. No anime.
No, walking around in his white suits.
By the way, big shout out to Lorray because my man got that Nintendo job.
Yes, he is now he is part of the machine.
Yes, he's in there, so maybe I could talk to him about Nintendo giving us some love, because
no, he works. He's working at the call center, so I don't think he can do very much about that.
Yeah, then again, because Chris, you knew people, you can't get a shit, so
yeah.
I'm saying I don't care. Nintendo is hard to work with, man.
In general, they're just gonna go for the bigger dogs out there. So that's gonna be the Kotakus and the other guys out there.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about games. We're here to talk about the anime.
What are we talking about games for?
We talk about that's the other show we do. Something down. Oh man, I got some shit to tell you guys after the show. Anyway, so let's start off as usual with the anime we've been watching. Riku, start us off, please.
Animes I've been watching for July. I was basically doing a combination of hitting my backlog while trying to keep up with the shows I watch weekly. And one of the shows that I did manage to finish was about 34 episodes. It was called Sakigake Otoko Juku. And it's basically it's kind of like a combination of like Fist of the North Star and like classic like samurai films. The dude literally looks like Kenshiro with a samurai sword. It was a pretty fine anime, but it was done by Toei, so we had some issues here and there with it. But I fairly enjoyed that show. Other than that, I just been watching my weekly stuff. So Arslan Senki, Charlotte, Gangsta still good, God Eater, Prison School is fucking crazy, Overlord, Saint Seiya, and Rampokitan.
So, I heard everyone's talking about fucking Gangsta on my fucking timeline, man. Tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Gangsta is about, it's two main characters, and basically their job is to do stuff that, the police don't really want to do, so they hire, these, I don't want to call them hitmen, but they kind of do that job too. Their name, their corporation is called the Handymen, or Bandria, and there's a lot of gangs in the show, and gangs always doing their criminal shit, and they hire these two guys to take care of the crazy stuff that the gangs do all over the place. And the story gets a lot more deep than that because they start to throw in modified humans and all this other stuff.
Those tags, man.
Yeah, and that's when it starts to get deep and interesting. Yeah, Gangsta's, as far as all of the new stuff that came out, Gangsta's probably the best thing I'm watching.
Oops. Yeah, it looks really cool too. I need to check that shit out. The other anime we're all watching, we'll talk about that at the end of this. Dragon Ball Super. I got some problems with it. All right. Moving on. Carlos, what about you? What you've been watching?
So I've been watching just a standard weekly anime for the summer. I've been watching Charlotte. I think, Riku, did you say you were watching Charlotte?
Yeah, I'm watching Charlotte.
Yeah, so essentially, if you guys don't remember Charlotte, it's a story about adolescent kids who have superpowers, kind of like X-Men. They're kind of like maybe mutants, and they have these certain powers just until they reach, I believe, 13, so they lose their powers essentially when they get to this certain age. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to find all the people who are using those powers not for good or just overusing their powers to make sure that they know that they're going to lose them eventually. and it's pretty interesting. It's one of like the middle of the pack ones. It's not like great, or but it's not bad either. So, and I'm watching also Durara, season 2. That's still good. I'm watching Gangster as well, God Eater, One Piece. Keeping with that One Piece.
Right.
Probably for the next 10 years.
Yo yo ho ho.
I'm watching Roka no Yusha. Now that one, I think, to me, that's the best anime airing right now. Essentially, it has to do with this demon god that arises every couple of hundred years, and 6 people get chosen by this god to defeat it. And it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like a fantasy-esque type show. Or maybe, no, it's actually like the setting is kind of like South American. I don't know what time period it would be called, but it's kind of like South American, like old South American time. And yeah, and Sengoku Basara, I watched the first season. I didn't get to finish it, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, cool. You mean like
Charlotte.
Aztec? Oh, go ahead, because I wanted to ask about the South American one. Is that like Aztec stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like Aztec Inca kind of thing.
That's pretty cool.
They're not like explicitly called that, but they're kind of resemble that.
Yeah, a lot of anime don't tackle that, so that's pretty cool. That's what caught my eye.
Yeah.
Mesoamerican type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Rico, what you gonna say about Charlotte?
Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, I remember the very first episode of Charlotte. That one was really promising, but then it started to I felt it started to like drop a little bit. They started to add a bunch of slice of life, and they weren't really getting into what I thought they were going to get into. Like the main character, that first episode when they were showing him off and him, being just like his personality in the first episode, that was like super interesting.
So before you,
giving me this.
Sorry to interrupt you, Riku, but I have a question for you. Did you think it was going to take sort of like a Code Geass Death Note route?
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, because I thought the main character was going to be kind of like a light Yagami or Lelouch, but
Yeah.
I mean, he started off like that until they told him, they caught him and they started doing all that stuff, and then his character just like they really just stopped focusing on him, and then about everything else. Like the most recent episode I saw was like 3 or something, and I don't know, I just don't really like the route it's going in that episodic, no real character development place.
Yeah.
And I think they're only supposed to have like 13 episodes, so man,
Yeah.
I mean that one irked me a bit. I've been hearing good stuff about Roka no Yusha though. Maybe I should have picked that one instead of this one, because I am trying to limit myself. You heard the amount of shit I'm watching. It's about like 11 things I'm watching. And
I don't know how
I didn't want to overdo it. So I was like, all right, some of these shows I'm sorry, I just can't. So maybe I should have just watched Roka no Yusha instead of this. I hear good stuff about that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Yeah, you lost me at a slice of life. I'm like,
Yeah,
not into that.
I told you earlier, Tony. I'm trying to expand my genre, but this slice of life stuff, man, it's like a certain
Slice of
thing I
life
have to
stuff
do.
isn't that bad.
No, I never said it wasn't. I'm just saying,
It could get pretty boring, dude. Like, it could get boring.
I'm actually a pretty big slice of life fan, so I'm kind of about the opposite.
Yeah, I try.
Somebody just wakes up, is like, let me go make breakfast. Let me go walk the dog. It's like, okay,
Well, the thing is that you probably have expectations for what anime and animation should be.
It's not really. No,
No,
I
but
don't. It's expectations for what I like in what I'm watching. Understand?
I've seen my fair share of slice of life, and I know there were certain anime that the main genre was slice of life, and I liked it. It's just when it came to this one, I wasn't expecting that. Especially if you saw episode 1 in comparison to everything else all the other episodes after episode 1, you're just like, wow, this took a different route.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? Since you bring it up, man, you remember Benabashi? That show almost lost me because that first episode was very slice of life-ish. I
Yeah,
was
well,
almost about to turn it off.
that was that.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the setup. A lot of anime begin like that. Even friggin' your all y'all favorites
Dragon
friggin'
Ball Z.
yeah, Dragon Ball Z. It starts off that way. Even
Yeah, but
friggin'
here's the difference.
even
The dude's
freaking
flying on a flying Nimbus,
Stuff
though,
like that.
man.
even
It's
friggin'
like,
Itchy.
you gotta
Even
gotta
friggin'
necessarily, when it comes to slice of life stuff, when you start off with it, they obviously do that so for you to get connected with the characters,
yeah.
a slide of character development and characterization
Even
and all that stuff.
even
But no,
even Ichigo's series. So what the fuck's that name of that show?
Bleach.
Yeah, Bleach. Yeah, that one too. Same thing. Started as a slice of life, normal high school student, and then he gets pulled into this kind of funky, crazy.
They let you know it was
world.
about ghosts from the get-go, though.
Yeah, but they even some shows still try to keep the kind of, trying to keep the semblance of their normal life within their own thing. I mean, even the show Parasite was a lot like that too.
Yeah, it
like
was.
I said,
Yeah, it kinda was,
there's a-
yeah.
like I said,
I'm talking about like
you
a
can,
whole show that's just slice of life. That's the problem, you know? Or for
Yeah,
me,
I
at
mean,
least. I know some people like
yeah,
it, but for me,
for
yeah.
you. I mean, like I said, there necessarily isn't anything wrong with slice of life. It was just like I feel there's a right time to do it and a wrong time to do it. And usually, if you're gonna do it at the beginning, I'm fine with that because I understand you want to introduce the characters and all that other stuff, and then you get into the stuff. I've seen a lot, like you said, Dragon Ball, Bleach, even fucking Hitman Reborn. Man, first 20 episodes were a slice of life, and I had I think in total I had 203, but the first 20 episodes, man, that was fucking painful as hell.
Oh,
But
man.
no, but as far as Dragon Ball and their slice of life stuff, I think we're just so far down it that we're so engrossed with the characters to the point where if we see slice of life stuff, I mean, at least for me, I don't really care for that. I just want to see my favorite, characters interact with each other, whether it's slice of life or in battle.
The funny thing is,
Dragon Ball Super actually
the
has...
funny thing is about
Go ahead, Carlos.
yeah, the funny thing is about Dragon Ball, it has slice of life elements, but the characters never evolve.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, Goku will always be the same. Everybody never really changes much.
I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want him to, though. But yeah, I mean, slice of life. It is what it is.
Goku's still a dope.
All he wants to do is fight,
Well, granted, the American version, they don't make him as stupid.
No, they make him a little bit smarter. By the way, yeah, I'll get into that a little bit, actually, because I got some things to say about Super. Manny, what about you?
Knights of Sidonia. That's all I'm watching.
That's the second season drop, right?
Yeah, the second season dropped on Netflix, so I said, well, I think I need to watch it.
What do you-
I recently finished that entire series in July also. That's a really
It's a good show, right?
Yeah, it's very good. I heard a lot of people were complaining about the whole, completely CG thing.
The CG thing, you know what? For that one, they do it relatively well. It's
more like a cell shaded thing, though.
Yeah, it's more of a cell shaded thing than anything. I mean, sometimes sometimes you kind of mistake it for real animation. They just move a little awkward sometimes, and the frame rate's a little weird. Frame rate. But
frame rate.
I kind of it wound up, I can see why they probably did it in CG and stuff like that. So that was cool.
Yo, man, that shit's looking like Guilty Gear Exard, man.
Well, I think Guilty Gear. The difference between that one and Guilty Gear Exard is that actually Guilty Gear Exard is animated in a frame rate that would normally be drawn. So everything that you would be drawing is just posed in that way. And they use a lot of trickery to kind of get it to get it to look like real animation, like real, Japanese limited animation, as opposed to kind of just, animating everything normal in keyframes and then just pulling the frame rate down, because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
you can see the stiffness and stuff like that.
In Sidonia no Kishi season 2. What episode are you on?
Oh, I'm in toward the beginning. You know how the show is. It's really short, so. Both seasons. I mean, I already saw the first one, so I'm, I'm just getting into the new one. What was that?
Did you like it, Riku?
Oh yeah. Season 1 and season 2, I both gave 8. They're very good. I obviously see some resemblances to other mech stuff, but it didn't bother me. It's still good for what it was. So, yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, not really. I haven't delved into anything too much. But it's funny. This is slightly animated related, but okay. I watched this film called Phantom of the Paradise over the last weekend. There's a very interesting character inside of that film. You remember what the hell's that? Oh, in sort of the Berserk, the guy who eventually becomes the bad guy. What's his name?
Who, Griffith?
Griffith, yes. If the guy Griffith's helmet is very specific and it looks almost like a bird.
Yeah.
Funny thing is that if you ever see Phantom of the Paradise, you notice a very big similarity. This movie was made like in the 60s or 70s, right? And the guy in the Phantom in the movie literally looks like Griffith.
Interesting. I wonder if there's.
I think it was an inspiration to the anime artist, because at the end of the movie, at the end of the sort of the Berserk, he essentially has the same outfit on, black outfit, that helmet on, and he has like the black lipstick and eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Same thing with this guy in Phantom of the Paradise, which was really fun.
I like how you call it sort of the Berserk.
Sort of Berserk. Yeah, sorry.
It's just Berserk, but yeah, the video game.
I just remember that's the first thing, literally the first Berserk bit of media that we.
I have to say that because some people won't, they won't know about that game. That's the problem. I knew exactly what you were talking about. Like, sort of Berserk. Don't you mean Berserk? You talking about Griffith? What's he talking about?
Yeah. It's I'm sorry guys. I'm a little. That's the first bit of Berserk media.
Man, it's embedded in your mind.
Yeah, I mean that in the. For a lot of folks in the United States, the Berserk, sort of the Berserk was the first bit of things that you saw. It wasn't until later that the anime came out.
Yeah.
Right?
Man, I still say Saiyajin. It's embedded in my mind.
Saiyajin Zoninjin.
Yeah, man. All right, Chris, what about you, man?
Besides Basara, I watched a show. I saw it on Netflix, and it was actually they were playing on Funimation channels called The Devil's a Part-Timer. So I sat down and watched that.
I heard it's a good show, actually.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty surprising because, I don't know if he's metaphorically a devil, because he's kind of like a demon, and he looks like a guy, and he rules this other dimension, and he and a bunch of other people come to Earth, and he's like, oh, conquer this world, and he's like, oh, we have no money, and he's like, oh, I need to get a job, and all this weird stuff starts happening, and I started watching it. It's pretty fun. I liked it, and I think I watched one episode of Sailor Moon Crystal, and it's still in the future. I think they finished that arc, so I have to catch up on that. I watched one episode of a show called Witchcraft Works, and it was interesting, except that it's a similar thing where this average Joe ends up at this magical school, and he likes this super hot girl. And of course, she's like the ultimate magic user, and she's super hot. And then she also is infatuated with him, but then she calls him a princess, which was really weird. And then the show got really it went into this place, and I'm like, I'm going to put this aside. I'll watch this later. And I watched a couple episodes of Kill la Kill, so I'm kind of midway. I really have to get through that. I never like shotgun it. Like I should just watch the fucking show because it's so good. I'm like, oh, this is so good, and I never end up watching much more of it.
Yeah, you'll like that one. Anything else?
No, that was it this month. This month I did the Classic Game Fest. I've just been trying different games and playing stuff and working, so I haven't had a lot of time to get through stuff.
Yeah. You should have told me you were going. I might have a list. I'm like, yo, make it fun this game.
Dude, all these stores are here. They're all local. Like, I can find all that stuff anytime you want. Just tell me.
Awesome.
There's like 5 or 6 retro. They only deal in like games like pre-PlayStation 1 and back.
Nice.
They don't really have newer stuff. Yeah.
So I wanted to show something real quick. I actually bought this the other day.
Oh,
wow. It's the guidebook to the Boy and Beast movie that's coming out soon. So it's a pretty cool looking anime. I haven't seen it yet. I really do want to see it. It's by the same guy who did Summer Wars, The Girl Who Left Through Time,
Mamoru Soto.
Yep, and the Digimon movie. which if you're Jossie's jumping in there.
No.
Well, here's the thing. If you are a Digimon fan, you have to watch the film unedited because they took two pretty good anime, movies and bumped them into one super movie that doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. So, but yeah, he did those films. He also did, what was it, Wolf Children, which is I think one that won a bunch of awards. It was like before that one. It's before this current one. So yeah, I really want to see this one. It's like about like Japanese demons and shit. So it's always good.
Cool. All right. For me, I got to watch anime this month since there's no games out. I caught up with all the Toonami shit. I'm gonna jump on what Chris said. I finished Kill la Kill. Toonami didn't finish yet, but they're one episode away. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna skip ahead and just watch them. Kill la Kill. Great fucking anime. It's really like it has that freneticness that Gurren Lagann has. It's not as great. It's not as over the top as Gurren Lagann, which I'm a little disappointed by because I wanted it to go even crazier than it did. But it was really good. I love the animation. I like the backgrounds is something people don't talk about in that show. I really like the backgrounds. They're like painted looking and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like that they center around that academy.
Yeah,
and it's always like evolving. But like Gurren Lagann, they're like, oh, we got to the surface, and then it's like we get a bigger ship and a bigger ship, and we're going out to space and fight with galaxies. Like, that was crazy.
I mean, you got though. Kill la Kill is pretty nutty.
It's crazy,
especially with
life fibers and all that shit.
Yeah, the crazy fibers and how those silly things work. Come on.
Well, I do like that mechanic. Or viral stuff in Gurren Lagann. It was nuts.
Or the guy, or the dude who's the leader of the
nudist beast.
The nudist beach, the beach guy who's always like pulling off his clothes whenever he gets closer. I'm like, dude, you realize you're like 30 years old and that girl is like 60. You gotta cut that shit out.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin for Chris, but yeah, the anime was super fun. I want to watch it again now, actually. And I saw the special 2 episode. I don't know why they call it a special. It is more or less the final episode, so make sure you watch that, Chris, episode 25, because they're like, oh, it's 24 episodes. No, it's actually 25 episodes. It actually is important to it. I started watching this other show called Michiko and Hatchin. This show is interesting because it doesn't have anybody with superpowers or anything like that. It's kind of like, it takes place, I think it's Mexico. It's some kind of Southern American place, and it's about this woman, Michiko, who, it's weird. Michiko, but it's obviously she's supposed to be like Mexican or something. Like she finds her daughter, and I guess
she could be Michiko.
Michiko. Yeah, her name's like Michiko Morenos. I'm like, okay, like I guess so to me she reminds me of I'm forgetting the girl's name, the girl from Black Lagoon. She reminds me of her, but like not as violent. She's more on the sex side, and she's always drunk, which I think is fun, and she's like showing this kid these horrible things, like she's exposing her to all these terrible things and stuff, and they're trying to find like her father, which is I guess Michiko's man or whatever, and it's just a really crazy violent show. It has a lot of sex, a lot of cursing in it, and it's fun. I'm up to episode 4 on that, and I really like the animation. I don't know what studio does it, but I like every episode looks really, really, really nice, so that's cool. Sword Art Online 2. I don't hate Gun Gale as much as everybody else apparently. I'm like, oh, I'm okay with this.
That's the good part.
Oh yeah, that's the good part. Gun Gale is the good part.
Yeah, I don't mind Gun Gale. I like it. I think I'm halfway through that. They just found out the whole deal with Deathmatch, like who I'm trying to
He was like,
I stopped myself, nigga.
That's a good villain too. I like that villain.
Yeah, so yeah, you find that. So that's where I'm up to right now. I like it. It's fun. It's because I know people had expectations with Sword Art Online. I did too, but I'm like, let me just put them to the side and just watch it, enjoy it, and it's cool. Animation's still holding up. One Piece, I'm still watching. Carlos, I know I'm like 400 episodes behind you. So the episode I'm up to now, it looks like Luffy may have beaten what's his face? The fucking tiger guy, not the cheetah guy.
The guy. Oh, the cheetah guy.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy from
CP9, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good battle.
Yeah. Actually, hold on, no, because they destroyed the entire island now. So that's where I'm at right now. You know
they got that order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
I forget what the name of the order is, but they destroyed the ship. But it looks like Lucci. That's the guy's name. His name is Lucci.
Yeah.
So Ichigo, I was about to say Ichigo. Fucking, I want to talk about the powers he has, the gears. I think they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first gear, he like turns like really like hot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he becomes really powerful. And then third gear, like he just grows really huge limbs. But then the setback is he turns into this little fucking thing. It's hilarious, you know. But it kind of weirdly makes sense because if he's like rubber, right? If you stretch rubber too much, what happens? It gets small again, right? So that's the logic I'm using to kind of justify it. But it's a lot of fun. What else?
That pose he does in that second gear, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that whole watching this arc, I'm like, yeah, this is why people like One Piece more than fucking Dragon Ball Z, because everybody got their shine. Everybody, all the crew.
That at the very end, well, not close to the very end, when they're about to kill Nico, and then who comes to save her? Freaking
Frankie.
No. Talking about after that. What was it? What's his alter ego name?
Oh yeah, the Sniper King. Yeah.
Yeah, Sniper King. I forgot his name.
Usopp.
No, I know it's Usopp, but what's the character? His character's name when he?
Yeah, because I'm watching it in I'm watching dub. In the dub, they call him the Sniper King.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm Sniper King.
And he has his own theme song.
He has his own theme song. It's brilliant, man. But even fucking Usopp got his shine in there too. You know?
I think the thing about One Piece also is that all the characters kind of grow. Like,
yeah, they do.
Luffy is not the same character as he started the show. He's not as he's not exactly. I mean, he's still at his key. He's still a dope, but he's kind of grown. He's kind of grown up.
Yeah, I mean more than Goku has. That's for damn sure.
No, Goku is a child man.
Yeah. Yeah, Luffy's gotten a little bit wiser, but he's still like dumb and he likes to eat a lot, and he's wickedly loyal. But yeah, so I'm watching. What else am I watching? Oh yeah, so they just finished. Even though I've seen up to episode 300, I'm watching Naruto Shippuden again.
Wait. One question.
What's up?
If they find One Piece, does that mean the show is? If they found One Piece, right, which is the main reason for their journey in the beginning, if they found it, right, does that mean that the show is over?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they haven't found it yet. Unless Carlos wants to tell us otherwise, but actually don't spoil it. So yeah, with Naruto, they just finished that fucking arc with like the resurrection stuff. I don't like any of these fillers, man. Like this, whatever.
I've been hearing about that. Like every week they would get like a canon episode, and then like the next week is like a filler episode.
Yeah. So Riku, you're in a good spot, man, because when you start watching Naruto, you're gonna skip all that bullshit.
Yeah. That's what I did with Bleach, and do that with Naruto.
Yeah,
I hear stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still fun rewatching again. So yeah, that's all the anime I'm watching, and I'm looking. Actually, I'll save that for later because since Kill la Kill is over, they're bringing something else, another Kill show. We'll talk about that later on. All right, so let's move on to the anime of the month. This one was suggested by our own Riku-san. Riku, what is it?
Sengoku Basara.
Now, this was an interesting choice. Anime based on a video game.
Yes,
Yeah.
And the other thing about it, it's a video game that you type of video game that you like a lot.
Yes.
The hack and slash, yes.
Yes, it's a it's essentially Capcom's Dynasty Warriors.
Basically, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, like we'll get into the nitty gritty of it, but to me, like when I'm watching, it's like, yeah, you could tell this shit is a fucking video game based anime, like instantly, But anyway, Riku, tell us some, like a overarching thing about it. Then we'll get into the details.
So basically, season 1 I would say is based off of Sengoku Basara 1. Season 2 is based off of Sengoku Basara 2. And then the movies is like it's probably like a quick burst adaptation of the third video game. And I think the fourth video game just came out last year. And then the PS4 version comes out like next month or something. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it from from a video game being adapted to an anime standpoint, I thought it did a pretty good job. But this is one of the reasons why I wanted you guys to watch the show, because I know none of you have played the game, so I just wanted to hear you guys' opinions from people who aren't really connected with the characters. Because as far as I know, everyone that played the video game, they know the characters, they know what they can do and stuff, and then they watch the anime, they really enjoyed it. And I think I had like one person who, he didn't play any of the video games, but he watched the anime, and he was like, it was meh. I was like, that's interesting. So I just wanted to see, as far as an anime, without any big knowledge on the characters or the story, because they played the video game, how other people would feel. So
I like that idea actually. I didn't know you. That's the reason you picked it for us, because you knew none of us watched it and you wanted our opinions, not as people who never played the game before. That's actually a very interesting and cool experiment. So yeah, let's go with Manny, because he's actually on the complete opposite end from you. Manny, keep it real. Tell me what you told me privately.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say I really didn't like it. Number one, part of it was the fact that I also did play the game, which was called, what was it, Devil Knight or something like that?
Devil Kings, the first
Devil
one.
King, yeah, I played the original, and I wasn't, I know that it's kind of like an anime version, or like video game or anime version of what has happened in history, which is cool. But I didn't really connect with any of the characters. I mean, granted, the show looks very nice. I mean, they got a really good studio to work on it, but at the same time, I really just kind of lost track of a lot of the characters, and it's like,
I think
this guy again.
I think that's probably a difficult task to deal with when you come with video game adaptations to anime, because when you're playing a video game, especially like that, or like Tekken, or any fighter, any game that has a bunch of characters, you gotta really, especially when you have a budget and a certain amount of episodes you have to deal with, it would be rather difficult to try and capture all of the stories of all of the characters that you brought to the table.
That's kind of the reason why, like, shows like Street Fighter and stuff like that, they kind of focus on one character, Ryu, even though there is a lot of other characters you could theoretically throw in there, but who have their own stories. But again, it's like, it gives you everybody. And one of the shows that it's not the same, but it also had a very a little bit of an issue with, was also like Dot Hack, which a lot of people love the Dot Hack animes, and then I really didn't like those very much either, because it just felt like we were getting like Cliff Notes.
I can see where you're coming from, because I know, because when I watch it, I already know everything about all of the characters. So by the time I see someone introduced, and even though I would say, definitely in my opinion, when like, let's say like one of the characters who got like, let's say 10 minutes tops of screen time in the entire season, I already know everything about them, so I guess it didn't really bother me. But coming from someone who doesn't know anything about that character, and they may be interested in that certain character, and that's all they get, I could see how it could leave that type of impression on someone. But I mean, when you said the Street Fighter one, they focused on Ryu and whatnot, they technically tried to take some of the characters in this anime and try to like focus on them and make them the main characters. And as far as
Yukimura and stuff, they kind of focus on it. Yeah, they focus on him and Date.
Yeah, Masamune. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, because like if you would have played a video game, video games obviously like 30, 40 hours, so you already know everything about them. With an anime, it's a different thing, because especially if with all these Japanese names. I mean, I had a hard enough time with the other anime we had last month. So this one is like, I'm glad that I watched the dub specifically because each character had a specific name. Most of them did. Like I was like, okay, Yukimura, he didn't have a special name, so it was Yukimura, and he was always going off against the one-eyed dragon. I'm like, okay, that's him. And Yukimura, his master was the Tiger of Kai. I'm like, okay, and who are they fighting? They're fighting the fucking Devil King. Okay, I got this now. Cool. So yeah.
They're fighting everyone.
Yeah, they're fighting everybody. But the thing is, there was a lot of like characters were introduced, and I'm like, who is that? Like, who's like, okay,
yeah,
you're the warlord of fucking the East. Okay, that's cool. And then the warlord of the East. And then he had fucking Jill Valentine as his fucking woman, like.
You're talking about Kenshin and the ninja girl and whatnot.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, that's fucking Jill Valentine as a ninja. She looked like her from Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, there's another thing about a lot of the characters that they created and adapted in this. A lot of them are taken from inspirations from different video games. So if you think they may look like a person from a different video game, it's most likely inspired by them.
It is Capcom.
Capcom.
So.
It's Capcom.
Yeah.
And you had that one dude with the monkey and stuff who was always like,
Keiji?
He was always slouching around and stuff. I thought that was cool.
The guy in the yellow looks like the Goku guy from Power Stone a little bit to me. You remember him?
Guy in the yellow.
What from the second season? Because that's the one I remember.
Yeah, they're kind of big. He's like slightly bigger than everybody else. He wears like a yellow outfit with like shorts. Can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
Does he have like a hoodie?
Yeah, it looks like he's got a hoodie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. That's the one from the movie.
Yeah.
He's the one. Yeah. I call him the yellow motherfucker.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was to say Ieyasu is supposed to be inspired by Kenshiro. In the video games, all he does is punch really, really fast, and his rival is the main antagonist in season 2, who is Hideyoshi. And if you could tell, Hideyoshi looks a lot like Raoh.
Yeah, he really does.
So that's where they got those two from.
But yeah, let's get into specifics now. Season 1. So yeah, the main, I guess, antagonist was Nobunaga. Right, Oda Nobunaga, the Devil King, and he was trying to, unite Japan, but killing everybody basically.
Unite Japan.
And there was a lot of betrayals and all that other stuff. But yeah, Riku, like you said, man, what caught my eye, besides what caught my ear was like, I know all these dudes, like Johnny John Bach. And I'm like, yes, this is awesome.
Here's the fun stuff. I think that's a carryover from the video game because all the same voices are in the games too.
That is true. I know the voice actor for Date, the One-Eyed Dragon. His whole character is supposed to be a pun on Dante.
Some biker gang. Yeah, it looked to me, it was like a fucking biker gang. It's like a biker gang was on horses basically.
Yeah.
And by the way, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but yeah, his character is supposed to be like Dante from Devil May Cry. They even got the same voice actor from Devil May Cry to do his voice.
Is Mitsuhide supposed to be Sephiroth or something? That's who I thought when I first saw him.
He does look kind of like Sephiroth, but
yeah, I'm glad that beforehand you told me this is not it, because when I saw this, I'm like, okay, so this is gonna be like Ninja Scroll. And you're like, no, it's not that. It's not or Basilisk. And you're like, it's crazy. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you told me that because like from the first episode, fucking Yukimura and Date were doing like these crazy powers blowing up the battlefield. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, wait a minute, this didn't happen in history.
Yeah.
Like,
they got a lot of those fights in season 1. In season 2, they just they bumped it up even more with Hideyoshi doing all that stuff when he's like basically doing the same thing as Nobunaga, but he's more mobile. He's out there unifying places, and that one part where he's like,
my man punched an ocean.
Yeah. How do you stand in the middle of the ocean, punch it, and the entire ocean just evaporates? I was just like, what the fuck?
You know what I find very interesting about, like, this is like taking historical events and making them into like these over-the-top moments. It's something that is so Japanese. Like you don't ever see like like we as Americans we always kind of joke about it with Abraham Lincoln. They make him into like some sort of superhero and stuff like that. But they don't usually do that very much. Like other than the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, we've really never seen anything that's like totally off from what has happened in real history.
I'm just imagining like George Washington powering up like Goku or something.
Yeah, imagine that. It's like, oh my God, no one ever messes with George Washington. He has the power level beyond any.
I think we need that. I think we need the Revolutionary War retold like Basara.
I will lead you to the Revolutionary War, and he rips his shirt off.
Yeah. And then,
Ian McKellen?
Like instead of Toyotomi, it's King George. King George punches the ocean, right? Punches the Atlantic, and he walks to America.
Yes. And then
I will walk to America.
Yeah, and then him and George Washington have an epic battle that destroys like the entire eastern seaboard.
Yeah,
King George, you shall never take over America.
But with this show, like I said, I was lost with the story. I didn't know what was happening, but I love the visuals. That's what kept me going. Production IG, man, you already know these guys do it, and they didn't skimp out. Like it looked fucking nice. Like when I saw the movie, I'm like, the movie looked just as good as the fucking anime, or vice versa. It's great.
Yo, man, that's that video game money.
I definitely think so. They probably got a lot of their budget from the video games. I'm going back to that over-the-top history thing. Japan likes to do that a lot with a lot of their stuff, especially when it comes to historical war figures.
It's funny.
They do that.
Dynasty Warriors was that. Like they're just taking like I think it was Chinese history, right? They were taking in that, and But I mean, the funny thing is that the way Dynasty Warriors even started out, it was supposed to be a spot-on recreation of history until later on they said, whatever.
Yeah, 1 and 2 they were just trying to make a good war game, and then 3 was like, all right, you know what?
Whatever.
Now you just want to make a good video game. So 3 and 4 was like the ones everybody loved, and then 5 they just started like going off, and then they kind of forgot what they were. But going back to Sengoku Basara and the whole stuff, when you look at I think Japan probably like recreates their historical figures and tries to put them in like a fictional retelling stories. They do that a lot with those characters. I think because they deep down they really don't want anyone to ever forget those type of characters, especially in the place they live in. They always want all of the Japanese people to know who people like Nobunaga, Hideyoshi is, and they do it this way to make sure like the youngsters and ones watching is like who's that Nobunaga? Oh, he existed in real life, and then they'll go do their research and then they'll know all that stuff, and then
at least Japanese kids will do their research. If this was here and they drew and you had a fucking like bad guy character, like Nobunaga was drinking sake out of a human skull.
Yeah.
Right? If you had like, King George, well, he was evil. I know he in the cartoon he punched an ocean and he was drinking whiskey out of human skulls, right? And it's like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was in the anime.
Yeah, because Americans are stupid.
We just use that.
Like,
that was one of the main reasons why they changed their names when the first video game came to America, and they didn't even call it Sengoku Basara, they just called it Devil Kings because they wanted to run off all the Devil May Cry money, the Devil Kings, Devil May Cry. And then they changed all of the names. Yukimura was known as Scorpio. Masamune was Azure Dragon. Nobunaga was the Devil King. Everyone did not have their Japanese names because they're like, oh, well, the Americans aren't going to really click with these names, and they're probably just going to butcher them when they say it. So just call him Scorpio. Call him Azure Dragon. Call him Devil King. So that's, they obviously treat. And then when it came with the other games, they were like, oh, you know what, just fuck it. Let's just call them all their names.
It becomes a lot of trouble, and you know how Capcom is about that stuff.
Like in the adaptation I saw, like or Nobunaga, it was interchangeable. Some people call him Devil King, some people call him Oda, they would call him Nobunaga. They used all his names, probably the way it would have been. But yeah, you're right about it. I'm just thinking about with Americans, we'd be so stupid we wouldn't get it. It's like, wait, so you mean George Washington didn't drink sake out of a skull?
You mean Thomas Jefferson didn't write the Declaration of Independence while fighting Ben Franklin in the sky during a lightning storm? Like, that's hard in the cartoon.
You mean that Ben Franklin can't control lightning?
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure he wrote the Constitution with lightning.
He signs it with lightning. He's like,
but that's when I was watching this. That's kind of what I admire. Another thing I admire about the Japanese, they really like respect their like culture, even though this shit is totally fictionalized. Like it is a way as a gateway for the kids to like get into it and stuff. And I find that cool, like just remixing all the shit that kind of happened. Because if you did a little bit of history, like Nobunaga, Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa, they all tried to unite Japan, not at the same time because all of them didn't exist at the same time, but they all basically tried to do the same thing. They wanted to unite Japan. I
mean, they technically did exist at the same time, but it was definitely more like a timeline thing. Once Nobunaga was out, Hideyoshi tried to unify it, and he came really close, and then, he went out, and then Ieyasu came in. But yeah, it's still going by what you said. They definitely want to get, their Japanese fan base into Sengoku history, and they'll do anything to make it more interesting than it actually was. So to the point where when that person is like, grown up and whatnot, they can still look back at those characters and actually look up like, historical stuff, and they'll probably still be engrossed into it because it's not as, is more mature when you actually read what actually happened in comparison to, you're entertained as a kid with the cartoon version, then you're entertained as an adult when you actually care to see what really happened. So it's like a little smart thing that they did.
Yeah, like there wasn't a part where like all these 5 armies met in the middle of the battlefield, and there was a giant cooking pot with a fish that was the size of a whale. That shit didn't happen. How do you get a fish that big, man?
They got it from Monster Hunter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's Capcom. They got it from
nobody. Everybody's riding around on horses except Tokugawa's got his boy, who's about 15 meters tall. He looks like a Gundam, and he has a
that guy.
Yeah, and he rides his mofo like a horse. He's flying around, and nobody says like, "Can we get what he gets?" Like, I'm tired of horses, man. He's flying around.
Tadakatsu is a straight a mech in the show.
Yeah,
because in history he's like Tadakatsu is one of like the strongest warriors at that time. So they're like, you know what? How are we gonna make this guy even more powerful than he actually was in history? Yeah, let's make this dude a fucking mech. And he does Doc. He just makes like robot sounds. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's things like that where like kind of like okay, I just have to roll with it. Like my man Date, he was always riding his horse with his arms crossed. I'm like, dude, you're jumping. You have to hold the fucking horse while you're jumping.
Yeah, but his horse had handlebars.
Yes.
Yeah, his horse had
and mufflers.
And mufflers.
Yeah, I have no clue why his horse had mufflers.
To push out the exhaust of the heat that he needs
because
the horse needs to run.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a biker gang. Even one of his boys had that fucking 1950s kind of pompadour.
Yeah.
So that was fun. By the way, I'm glad that the movie wasn't dubbed because I noticed the way Date speaks in a very specific way that's not portrayed in the dub. In the dub, he just talks like a cocky guy. Yeah, and then like the other one, he's like half the shit he says is in English. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I think. Yeah, that was personally one of the things the dub they probably could never.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. Go ahead. No, you go.
Well, it was kind of weird to me because Date's whoever does Date's voice is the same guy who does Zoro from One Piece. Mm-hmm. So I just kept seeing Zoro the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was saying as far as when he's talking in Japanese, he has like these certain phrases that he says in English, like
oh yeah,
or are you ready?
Let's party.
Let's
party.
And that's how the dub can capture that. But it's cool that I think he's like the only character that does that. So I guess
he is. And he's like he says "What's up, dude?" Shit like that.
And you know how cool. Japanese people talk in English. It just sounds funny.
You know what would have been funny if in the localized American version or Western version he does say those things, but he says them with a Japanese accent. Really like, all right, let's go. It's cool. All right.
Yeah, his character. I was like, when I first saw how they portrayed him, and he's like literally he pulls out 6 swords and he basically holds them like Wolverine style.
Yeah.
I was like, can you even? Is that even possible?
You know, but the thing is that what's his face does that too in One Piece, the Swordmaster guy,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Zoro.
But that's only 3.
Yeah.
That's only 3.
He has 3. He has 2 in his hand and 1 in his mouth.
Zoro has like 1 on each hand though, like in his
No,
mouth.
I mean, this guy has them between his fingers, right? And he's so strong he can hold them. And
That has to be a strong ass grip to hold 6 swords and 3 in each hand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
And then he always manages to sheath them perfectly. It's like it seems like it would be a mess trying to sheath those fucking things. He's always whoosh,
that is why he is the master.
By the way, one thing I liked about the anime was like, because obviously in the video game, you're one guy facing a million dudes, hacking, slashing them all day. So the anime did that with like having like a million guys in front of him, and then the guy would be like, rah! And you just hit him, and you see all of them flying in the air and shit. That one dude in the beach, what's his name? Riku, the old man on the beach and stuff. He had like this sort of yeah, like my man was like I'm like this. I know I'm injured, but I still have enough fight. Just
the guy that gets shot.
Yeah, it's hilarious, man.
One thing I was confused by Yukimura is doing moves on everyone like everyone else. He's blasting guys. He's like creating tornadoes with his freaking spears and stuff. Yet he sees a guy getting slashed in front of him, and it kind of affects him. Like when he actually sees blood, I'm like, dude, you're killing guys by the fucking buttload. And one dude, he's just like, oh, blood? What is this? It's like
I'm killing these men. I thought I was sending him home.
Yeah, and then what's his name? The Tiger of Kai is like telling him, like, look at the battlefield. Look at. It's like he should know. He's been killing people for like 8 episodes, and now he's fucking sad.
By the way, can we talk?
does not kill them. It blows them away.
Can we talk about the fact that the Tiger of Kai, he rides 2 horses because he stands on top of them.
Yeah, he puts his axe on them. Like, he's so badass. Like, and his horses are like twice the size of anyone else's horses. Dude, he must have a stable of them because when he assaulted that castle, that ninja chopped off his horse's heads. Like they killed him in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have more of those?
Yes, I specially breed super horses just so that I can ride with them, ride on both of them.
So the only horses that can carry me because I need to ride standing with a huge axe.
Also, I would never want to learn from that guy. He just punches you. When he tries to teach you a lesson, you go flying into a fucking wall.
It just seemed like Yukimura liked it, man.
Yeah, Yukimura came back from war, man. He started punching him.
In the second season, like him and Yukimura, they get into a usual fight, and it ends with his whole house being destroyed.
Yeah. There's like every time they reintroduce that Yukimura Shingen like punch out, it's just every time it gets like more crazy. Like, what are they gonna do this time? Oh Lord, they just exploded a house in the background. They just punched each other. I don't know why the house exploded, but it did.
It's the shockwave from their amazing punch that did it.
And seriously, if you are a normal dude in this guy's army, or any of these guys' armies, because they all have superpowers, you would go AWOL. Like, I'm not, I'm going to be on the toilet, and Yukimura is going to fly through this fucking house. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you don't even need those guys behind you. It's like, I'm going to go home. Fuck this shit,
like,
man.
yeah, but then what if you decide to desert them because it'd be dishonorable and they'd kill you anyway?
How
dare you leave me?
You take your chances.
Tony, in the movie, what do you think of the character Mitsunari, the one who's basically supposed to be Virgil from Devil May Cry? He's the one.
Let's talk about this guy, man, because I hate those characters that are just like, I'm going to avenge my master. I lived for him and him only. It's like, shut the fuck up already, man. Like, I liked his powers, and I liked the fact that he was actually really, really, really powerful. Like, you saw what he did to Date afterwards, even though it was silly. It's like he fights Date. Date's like, all right, I'll see you next time. I don't have time to deal with you. Then, like,
he goes home, and he's like, fucking, his armor just explodes. He's like bloody and fucked up. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He wrote home like, he was nothing.
I have no clue how he held all of his armor together by the time. Like, yeah, okay, now I'm just gonna release it off.
He just looked cool till he got home, and then he was like, I need a hospital.
So, yeah, that character, he kind of annoyed me because it's like you're just living for this other guy. You're not living for yourself, and then he seemed very effeminate to me too. I don't know.
Well, the whole cast kind of looks effeminate.
No, I'm talking about the feel of him. Even though he wasn't as effeminate as Hideyoshi's main dude with the mask and stuff.
Oh, Kanbei with the.
No, what's his name was really effeminate with the sight of
Kenshin?
Akichi.
Yeah.
Nobunaga's vassal. He was fucking.
So here we're going with the fact that a lot of anime, if you're on the bad guy side, you're questionably gay.
Yes.
Well, I thought he was. I was like, huh.
So my question. My question is, was Kenshin a girl?
No, Kenshin was a dude.
If you listen to the Japanese one, there's questions there because he sounds like a fucking woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a girl the whole time, but the subtitles kept saying him, and I'm like, do they have this wrong or something, or is it me?
No, he's supposed to be. By the way, I can just imagine feminists watching the show and just getting pissed off because the one girl you have on the show, she's showing off her tits the whole time, and then she's always like having orgasms and stuff. That's all she
like
does.
when he talks to her, yeah.
Like that's all she does.
there was Magawichi, the gunsman girl.
Nobunaga's wife.
No. I was talking about.
I think about the sister, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's talking about. No, you're talking about Uichi,
I'm talking about.
black
She was also using guns. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about No. I was talking about Magawichi. She was like the leader of the rifle crew. I think she was in season 2. But yeah, she had like orange hair and whatnot. But she was more of like a tomboyish type girl. But she did show a lot of skin also. But no, going back to that movie though. I mean that last fight between Date and Mitsunari. He basically told him off, like what you were saying a second ago, Tony, where he was like, you shouldn't be like living for someone else and all that stuff. And Date just told him off when he got pissed and like dashed towards him and was about to slice his head off. And then it hit his neck, and he had like the protection. I was like, what the fuck? And then he just went crazy on him. He was like, jumping, and that whole scene was just like crazy.
You saw that shit coming a mile away. Though it was like, because they like, hey, we made this for you. Like, oh, it's gonna be a shit for his neck, isn't it? Well, you're right about that because before that he was getting fucked up, right? Date was. Then as soon as he missed with the neck, it's like, oh, see, bitch, protected now, protect your neck, and then he fucks him up. It's like, wait, what? That was kind of fast. Yeah, but I didn't like that. He told him off. He's like, listen, dude, you gotta live for yourself. Stop living for this fucking guy.
Well, he kind of does the same thing to Yukimura after freaking what's his name? The tiger freaking goes down.
Yeah, he does. Because Yukimura could be a little bitch sometimes too, but I don't want to fight. I kill people. It's like you've been killing people.
And he had his ninja. He had his ninja Sasuke.
Sasuke. I liked him. He was cool.
Yeah, dude was a beast.
Yeah, he was always by Yukimura, making sure he like kept him in check and whatnot.
Yo, my man was as fast as a horse. You saw that shit?
Yeah, he could run next to the horses.
I'm like, wait a minute, he's just running like nothing. What the fuck? Oh shit, it was crazy. And then of course at the end of the movie, Nobunaga comes back and shit. It's like, okay, here we go. Like the whole Earth is just getting destroyed, literally.
See, I think that one was definitely a pun on the video game, because in the video game, when you fight Nobunaga, when you beat him once, he just gets right back up with full health, and you have to fight him like 7 times in one battle. So you're like, well, how many times is this dude? Is he like immortal? In the video game, you're like, what the fuck? He's just not dying. So when it came to the movie and everyone's like fighting and whatnot, and he just gets rid of, I'm back, bitch. It's like, oh Lord, why are you here?
Yeah, and then they never explained his sister's power. I guess she's had demon powers too. Like I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Like you saw that in the end of season 1. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Because as over the top of the show is they never had supernatural shit, and then that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean he's Demon King, so it's just like you just had to roll with it. He has demonic powers. Basara, I guess Basara's like the chi or ki of the show, or chakra, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
There was a little bit. There was a guy who like, the Tiger of Kai was fighting that old man in the castle. Remember they took this castle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he summoned the ghost of his ancestors, and he just like punched him to death. So,
that's right.
He just beat the shit. He punched his ninja into the stratosphere, and then he punched him. I was like, God damn.
The old guy, right?
Yeah, the Tiger of Kai is a beast, man.
Yeah, I just recommended this one because as far as like over the top stuff, I was like, yeah, I think this one would be a good choice. And also, I wanted to, see his that experiment as far as like people who aren't really knowledgeable on the video game characters and what they thought of it as far as anime format and
Yeah.
all that
I mean, you
stuff.
saw my score on my anime list. I give it like a 7 out of 10 because it's enjoyable, you know.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't like very good. It wasn't as far as an adaptation because when it comes to adaptations to video games, they're most of the time they're bad.
Yeah, most of them are bad. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, there was such a big fan base behind it. The series and stuff like that in Japan. I mean, they wouldn't continue to keep making them if they didn't. If they weren't at least entertaining. And I think that's what it was.
Oh, by the way, I want to talk about the super weapons real quick because they had that fucking like floating fortress and stuff with that huge ass cannon, and that you had the pirate dude. I forget his name, but he had like the patch on this side.
Oh, the West Sea guy. I forgot his name. Demon of the West Sea.
Demon of the Western Sea. Yeah, was it something of the Western Sea? I liked him. I like in the dub at least. He always like, oh, these my sons of bitches. Like that's what he called his group and stuff. And then
funny.
And then you had that dude with I forgot his name, but he has like Callum's weapon, that circle sword shit.
Oh yes, Motonari, yeah, with the green outfit.
Yeah, my man had like a fucking death laser basically.
Yeah, like a solar death laser.
Yeah,
I remember that fight between the pirate dude, Chosokabe, and Hideyoshi when he evaporated the ocean.
Yeah,
that was a good fight. He like punched him in the sky and then like jumped in the sky. I was like, whoa, he did like a Hulk jump in the sky.
Yeah. But yeah, so by the way, that was weird because it's like Yukimura, it looks like he kills this dude, right? The dude in green. And then he comes back in the movie. It's like, okay. That's
you understand that they were quote unquote defeated.
Yeah, I guess.
Like Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy that fight with Yukimura because like he got so hot he turned all that glass into sand. It's like, rah! This shit is crazy. But,
you mean sand into glass?
Yeah. No. It was like it was glass and he turned it into sand. It was the reverse. It was so hot.
That makes absolutely no sense.
It makes as much sense as fire coming out of the guy.
Yeah. His burning passion to fight.
Yeah. And also this month I watched Sengoku Basara Judge End, and that's basically all of that movie into anime format. Because if you watch the end of season 2, Masamune Date was the one that beat Hideyoshi. Yeah. And then you go over to the movie, they say that Ieyasu, the guy in the yellow outfit with the hoodie, they said that he defeated Hideyoshi so they kind of the inconsistency was kind of there.
Uh-oh.
And as far as in the video game, Ieyasu is the one that beat Hideyoshi. I think they only made it Masamune because at the time, they decided Masamune is the main character, so we're gonna make him do it, And then when it came to the movie, and that's probably why they made Judge End to follow the video game a little bit more. Because then when I was watching that one, they definitely changed a lot of stuff around. Like when Masamune first fought Mitsunari, the samurai guy.
Yeah.
And he lost completely. He's like, it wasn't even like, oh yeah, I'm good. And then he got back to his castle, and then he broke apart. In that anime version, he lost on the battlefield. All of his men was like beaten by that dude, and they had their rematch. And he didn't defeat him. He just he didn't kill him. He just defeated him. And then Ieyasu and him actually fought and all. So there's definitely a lot of changes they made in the version that I watched. But I still prefer the movie because the movie was more. It was more hype because how when you expand stuff out, you have to. They did when they expanded it out, because when you expand a movie to an anime, they gave it 13 episodes. At least they were able to capitalize on more characters. So I like that as far as Judge End. That was another thing I watched.
That's a 5-episode anime, right?
Yeah, I think that one was 13.
Oh, so okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Interesting, because I saw another one on Kiss Anime. It was like 5 episodes or something. Yeah, there was like an OVA. I think it was like an OVA or something for Sengoku Basara. Because that's why I asked him, like, which one of these am I watching?
You might have to link me. I don't think I I don't think I entirely know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll send that to you. But I kind of wish Lorray was here too because he always gets like really, really deep into the characters and stuff. But maybe these characters aren't that deep to begin with. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, like I said, if you played the video game, you obviously have an entire story mode to play that one character and know everything about him. So technically, you can say they're deep, but as far as how the anime, introduces them and the content that they give you, you could also disagree. So it's like it's a yes and a no when it comes to that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's Sengoku Basara. Hopefully, I mean, when Leray comes back, we'll hear his thoughts on it if he watched it by the time we host the next episode.
Hopefully, yeah. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot this. Real quick, let's talk about Dragon Ball Super because they're
Dragon
on
Ball Super.
Subaru.
Man, and they're doing exactly what I feared. Like, I'm just skipping ahead because I saw the preview for next week. They're doing the Emperor Pilaf bullshit. Like, come on, man.
Again?
That shit was, yeah. Like, I hated that shit in the movie. That was the worst part of that movie. That Emperor Pilaf bullshit. So now it's just happening on a boat instead of at Bulma's house. So yeah, the first 2 episodes were like, because it was like.
Mm-hmm.
It was boring, and now the third one's picking up. But then at the same time, it's like it's just the fucking. I saw this already,
Yeah.
This is a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's just something we're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, because you can compare, you can technically compare Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and Fukatsu no F. Those 2 movies getting turned into an anime, kind of like Sengoku Basara Last Party and Judge End. It's a anime trying to take the movie and expand it out. So yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with all of the introduction parts of the movie made into anime format. Because if you saw the most recent episode of Dragon Ball Super when Goku was on King Kai's planet training and whatnot, they definitely stretched that entire scene out a lot more.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah, in the anime.
Well, there was an inconsistency there too because he's like, "Hey, I want to go to King Kai's place because there's 10 times Earth's gravity." I'm like, "Dude, you train at 100 times gravity. 10 times gravity isn't shit to you." And then they showed Vegeta training at 150, and he's like, "I'm like, wait, so Goku's doing the light version then?"
Yeah, I mean, he was on the planet like moving heavy weights. I don't know how heavy those things he was carrying on. Those big red weights he had on the.
Well, wouldn't it make more sense for him to train where Vegeta's training?
Yeah, just go to Bulma's house and go in the fucking chamber with Vegeta.
You know how Goku is. First of all, we already agreed that Goku isn't the smartest of the few. Secondly, I don't even know if Vegeta even wants him there. I'm sure Bulma has extra ones out
she
there.
Could build him one shit, 200 times gravity,
And also, wouldn't he learn more by him and Vegeta punching each other in 150 times gravity? What else could King Kai teach him at this point? Like he was learning shit by the end of the season.
I know a secret move.
I didn't show you this in the last series.
This move can. I don't understand how I can teach you this move, but I can know it.
Think about his voices. If you since we're listening to the sub version,
we need to talk about King Kai's voice, man.
Yeah, he has a normal voice, like
No, but the thing is, like, okay, I don't know if I don't remember this in the original anime because I saw it in Japanese first. King Kai's actions don't match his voice in Japan at all. He's like Goku, and then you see him go, like he's like, crazy. So it's like everybody's like Goku, like it's like a match. Like in America, he's like Goku, why are you destroying my planet?
Yeah, the silly thing is he just has this obviously silly voice on top of it.
Yeah, like in the Japanese ones, I was bored. It's like Goku,
that's kind of weird that it's kind of like the opposite in the English version. Goku's voice is normal, deep. The voices should be around his age. And then you hear the Japanese like, and then for King Kai, it's backwards. Japanese has the deeper voice than the English. That was interesting to me. I was like, I've never heard King Kai's Japanese. Like, wait, have any of you seen the original Japanese Dragon Ball Z? Was his voice always like that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember it being like that. I remember him being like more animated with his voice.
Which one?
Okay, the original King Kai in Japan, like it was the same actor, I think, but he seemed like he had more oomph to his voice, you know.
Oh, dude, he is like 30 years older now, or 20 years older.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I mean, it's just old. Period.
He's old, so it's like you just hearing an old man doing an old being on there.
Yeah, it's like my man just walked into the recording studio, recorded his lines, and bother. You know, he didn't even bother. It's like, okay, let me just record my shit and leave. Fuck it.
It's like, I'm tired. God damn it.
I'm gonna go back to it because I remember watching Dragon Ball. You know, that was the first Dragon Ball Z I saw, and I remember him sounding like that, all bored. You know, Goku. Yeah, it's picking up. But it's like, okay, we have to slog this shit for like 20 episodes. Maybe.
Yeah, I think they had the episode list of. They released the episode list of what, you know, the next, like 6 episodes ahead. And what they're going to be about. I'm going to have to find out. I'll link that to you so you can know exactly what episodes are, you know, the ones you're looking for. Because, yeah, they're going into the peel-off stuff, and they're probably going to drag it out for that entire episode.
At least just keep it to 1 episode at least. Don't drag it out for 3 episodes.
Like I said, we need to look at the episode list. I'm not even going to expect it anymore.
Couldn't you just destroy him for peel-offs fucking anything with 1 punch at this point? Like,
yeah.
Why would he be a threat?
It's not even a threat though, because Chris, did you see the Dragon Ball Z movie? I'll tell you because it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, Emperor Pilaf and his people, there's 2 of them. They're little kids now, right? And their whole thing is they want to steal the Dragon Balls, and it just becomes this really goofy, stupid thing, you know? It's like,
because
why?
because Bulma has all 7 Dragon Balls, and she's gonna give it away out of her party to whoever, like, you know, wins the bingo game or something, and they're trying to.
And then Trunks asked the little girl to be his girlfriend and shit.
I found a tad bit of comedy in the dialogue when it came to that part, but everything else, as far as just watching Pilaf and his crew do their thing, I don't know. I think I'm just over those characters because I know they're from Dragon Ball, and they were entertaining back then because, you know, they were actually somewhat of a threat back then, but now they're just here and they just feel like they're just wasting screen time. So
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So hopefully it's just 1 episode. All right, so that's Dragon Ball Super. So let's get into the anime we're anticipating watching. Riku, what do you got? I know you got some shit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, like I said, last episode, I created an agenda that I'm gonna follow and stick by instead of like hopping here and there and each and everywhere. So the main thing that I want to watch in, you know, this August, since it's August 1st for this month, is Magi. I said I've been wanting to watch Magi for like fucking months now. I'm gonna do it this month. It's going down. So I want to get at least. Is that? I want to get at least the first season done. I think it's called Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, or Labyrinth of Magic, I think, or something like that.
So Magi or Magi?
It's, as far as I know, it's pronounced Magi.
Okay.
I think it's the one with the kid, right? And the genie?
I think it's an anime There's an anime taking place in the, like, you know, all of the characters of Aladdin, Alibaba, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard really good stuff about it. So that's I want to get the first 25 episodes of season 1 out the way first, and then I want to get caught up with all of my stuff because since I've been backlogging, you know, taking stuff like this 20 some odd episodes, you know, I've been falling behind in like the weekly stuff. So like I'm like 1 episode behind in like God Eater, Overlord, Charlotte. I want to get caught up on all of that stuff also. That, as far as August, it's Magi, and I also want to start another anime called Noragami. I think that one's
from last year, right?
Yeah, I think it came out last year. I know season 2 is starting in October, so I want to watch that one too.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard good stuff about that one. So those 2 are the main 2 things I wanna watch this month, is Magi and Noragami.
All right, Carlos, what about you, man?
Yeah, I pretty much want to watch the weekly anime, catch up with that, and actually finish up, because I didn't finish Sengoku Basara, so I need to finish that, and I'm way behind. I've been really busy this last couple of weeks, but hopefully I can finish Evangelion pretty soon.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Dude,
that
if anybody can find fucking You Cannot, the third movie, what is it supposed to be called? You Cannot Proceed or something like that? Or
Yeah, you cannot. That
Redo,
isn't
I
out yet
think.
for some fucking reason. You're right about that.
I think Torrance said he already watched in like the theaters and whatnot, but I can't find that shit anywhere online. That's the only thing like Evangelion that I want to see is the third movie. I'm gonna try and find it tonight again, but I have no fucking clue where that movie's
Yeah,
at.
but it hasn't even been officially released yet, which is weird. Like in America and stuff.
Yeah,
What the
like
hell's
the
going
dub.
on? Yeah, the
Yeah,
dub is. Even though it is dubbed, people have seen the movie. You
yeah.
know?
I have no clue where the fuck it's at. Evangelion, man, where art thou?
Yeah. Anything else, Carlos? Carlos.
nope. That's
All right.
Can you
Chris.
hear me?
Yeah. We heard you. Okay, Chris. What about you, man?
I'm gonna definitely finish Kill la Kill. I gotta get through that.
Yes.
There was I started watching Triage X. I think there are only 3 episodes in now with the sub coming from Japan, so I gotta catch up on that. Sailor Moon Crystal I'm not caught up on, and there's another show I had on my list. Akame got killed. I put it
Yeah.
on my.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to watch that, so I have it on my queue. And I was like, look, where is it? So that I want to get into.
Nice, nice.
By the way, isn't Triage X the one done by the High School of the Dead guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with the titties.
Yeah, they definitely
yes.
the nurses. They go kill people.
Speaking of studios, you said you wanted to figure out who was the animation studio behind Machiko. Those
Yeah,
are the.
yeah.
It's the same animation studio that's doing that did Dead Man Wonderland and doing Gangster right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. 'Cause what are they called?
Man Globe.
Man Globe.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know them.
They're pretty decent. They're pretty decent. They're making a name for themselves these past couple of years.
I don't think they sometimes they understand what sometimes their names mean. Yeah, Man Globe.
Man Globe.
Oh man. Manny, what are you anticipating or looking forward to?
Well, I do want to see Boy and Beast. I want to see that, but also I really want to see the rest of Sidonia. It's baby steps. I got so many projects and things going on at the same time, so everything's competing for my time.
If there was only time.
There's time now.
Yeah. As far as myself, like Chris said, I want to watch Akame ga Kill, which is going to replace Kill la Kill on Toonami. That's coming on in 2 weeks, I believe, so that'll be cool. And I think I'm going to do it because it's been almost 2. No, it's not almost. It has been 2 years. I'm going to watch these fucking anime from 2 years ago. Valvrave the Liberator, Gargantua, and forgetting the last one. It's another mech anime too.
Majestic Prince.
Thank you. I'm gonna make it my goal to finish them this fucking summer. That's it. I'm too
Tony,
far behind. Yeah.
You better finish them this month because
This
you know
month.
what comes out in September.
Man, September, you guys won't hear from me.
What are you talking about? What could you be talking about? What is that?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do it this month because Carlos, you're right. At September, Gameageddon. It only needs one game for me to call it Gameageddon.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
man.
you could also You could also decide you're going to play Mad Max, another open world game.
No, let me tell you, they're dumb putting that right up against Metal Gear, man. Spread that shit out.
That's a bad
That's
move,
a
man.
stupid move.
Here's the funny thing about the Mad Max. We're getting into games a little bit, but Mad Max game literally comes out the day before. So on Tuesday comes Mad Max. On Wednesday comes Metal Gear.
Wait, why does Metal Gear come out on Wednesday? Why do we have to wait a day?
I don't know. They made it come out on a Wednesday.
Are you serious? I thought it was September 1st.
No, it's September 2nd.
I thought it was September 1st.
Yeah,
They
September
were saying
1st.
September 2nd for a while.
Maybe that's on
Maybe
Xbox or something.
maybe that's the Japanese one, right?
No, dude, September 1st.
Timed
Come on.
exclusive.
They're not going to delay the game by a day. That's ridiculous. All right, so yes, I'll be watching those and rewatching the anime of the month, which I'm picking this time. I'm going to get you, Riku and Carlos. I can't believe you motherfuckers haven't seen this shit. Classic anime.
All right. Can I make?
Wait. Manny, sing for us a little bit.
Real folk blues. I do know.
Riku, what are you gonna say?
Is it Mobile Police?
No.
Okay, that was my only guess. Well, I have no clue.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Pal-
that's old school. That's older.
Yeah,
Scrap
this is
Labor? Yeah, it's
yeah,
older.
Pal Labor. I may get you a Pal Labor one day though.
It's probably a mech anime.
No, it's not.
Oh, I
saw
can give you another hint.
No, don't get.
Wait,
No,
it just goes.
Cowboy Bebop?
There you go.
Oh, I wanted to watch it.
Now there you go. Now you guys have to watch Cowboy Bebop. So I will be rewatching that.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, so yeah, classic anime right there. It's approaching almost 20 years, I believe, and yeah, you guys will understand. You guys will understand the power of this anime because it still fucking holds up. It's great, and there's a reason why Toonami has shown it consistently for like 15 years now. You know,
that was the one, and that was the one. That anime is the one that really solidified Toonami.
Yeah, it really was.
Right there. That one and you know a bunch of the other ones are kind of a show, but that is the one that did it right there.
Yeah, and if you guys like Watanabe, I know you like Watanabe's his animes. There you go.
Yeah, I mean if you
put them on the map, basically.
We put what was it? What Macross Plus wasn't on there, was it? We didn't put as an anime to watch, right?
No, that was Macross we had.
Well, if you ever get a chance, you should maybe watch Macross as well at some point. Because that's
Macross Plus, you mean?
Macross Plus, excuse me. Yes,
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Watanabe's a really great. Like I think he's responsible for Space Dandy as well. That's also him too.
Yes, he is.
So he's
Samurai Champloo,
Yeah, Samurai Champloo. He did
one of them, right?
Two.
Toy Story?
I think he did two.
I know one for sure he did.
I think the one with the detective on the train. And then the boy story, the one that was kind of rotoscope looking, I think he also did that one too.
The
skateboard kid.
I think he also did Rico. I don't know if you saw this last year was Sankyo no Terror. Remember that?
Sankyo no Terror. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, he did that too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so there you go. This is the big one from this guy that everyone still talks about. Cowboy Bebop, that's the anime of the month, and with the movie too. Because the movie is fucking great.
Yeah, you should see the movie.
What is the movie called? Is it Shooting Star Bebop?
The movie.
Yeah, it's just Cowboy Bebop the movie.
Okay.
It's funny. I feel like.
Don't say too much, man.
I'm gonna say this. I feel like they should watch the movie in a certain point in the storyline. Because
well, if you find out what episode, just tell me.
Because here's the thing. The movie takes place in the storyline, but there's a big event that happens at some point in the movie that it also makes that movie kind of seem like, wait a minute, why were we back here again? It's like, oh, okay, wait.
We'll get into all that next month. But yeah, guys, watch the anime. It's like 26 episodes, and then the movie Cowboy Bebop the movie. It's just called that.
So just watch the series first, then the movie afterwards.
Yeah, do it like that. Do it like that. Watch the series, then the movie.
Manny, if you know exactly what episode.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen everything together.
Well, anyway,
I just know. But I mean, it might be interesting to see what your reaction is, seeing it in the way that everybody else kind of saw them too. So
yeah.
And it's out on Blu-ray now, people. So buy your shit now. You can join us in the conversation. Yeah,
there's about to be
that's a free plug for Funimation right there.
That is Funimation. Send us shit now, please. Go ahead, Carlos. We're gonna say, man.
Yeah, they're about to release a Hayao Miyazaki collection on Blu-ray.
Oh shit!
Wait,
I'm gonna buy that.
Man,
sorry?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Wait, Funimation is doing this?
No, I was just saying like they're releasing a collection for the Hayao Miyazaki movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's probably Disney then, because Disney has the rights to all the Miyazaki films, with the exception of the Castle of Cagliostro, the Lupin film. Wonder why.
His first movie too, by the way.
Yes.
Directorial. One day we should do a special on Miyazaki, but they're brainstorming stuff. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Thank you for watching and listening. Make sure to follow the Coalition at thecoalition.com. I don't have my show notes in front of me, so look for the plugs on there. We throw it on at Throwdown Show on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that shit. Follow us.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. All right, so once again, I was Tony Polanco. Tonight I was joined by Michael Crawford.
Peace out, people. Peace out.
Emilio Lopez.
Bang.
Yes. Carlos Romero.
It's party.
It's party.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, good night, everybody.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Later.
OYAKATA!
Yukimura.